When you are a student, it does not prohibit you of having a shares in the company. What you cannot do is you cannot take an active role running the business, because that's called self-employed activity. That's prohibited for students. Hi, in this video I want to cover questions that the YouTube audience have asked by dropping their comments under self-sponsorship videos. So in every video I invite you to drop your questions, concern or any queries underneath the comment section. So today is the opportunity for me to pick few questions and address those questions in this video. So let me pick one question, first question from the self-sponsorship section of the videos I've created so far. Number one question is, I am an international student applying for a graduate visa, and after achieving the visa I'm planning to run a business since I will not have any restriction not to. After operating a business successfully for a year, can I apply to change my graduate visa to a skilled worker visa for my company in the UK? The answer to this question is absolutely yes. It is called self-sponsorship. So the person, the student, once they switch into graduate route visa, they will have no restriction to take any job role and run their business, except minor, some exception, like you can't work as a sports person and some more restrictions which are very minute. So you can run your business on graduate route visa, and once you run your business for a year or whatever the period you want to run, then if you are running a business, your company can sponsor you under skilled worker visa. So this is a classic scenario of self-sponsorship. So this answer to this question is absolutely yes, it's possible. If you need more information, please visit the link in the description section below and visit my web page, where we have provided wealth of information on self-sponsorship. The next question is, can one move to self-sponsor after a tier 4 visa? Now it's renamed as student visa. So the answer is little complicated. Let me think it through on this video right now. So if you are a student, most likely you will have right to work up to 20 hours per week. Now, when you are a student, it does not prohibit you of having a shares in the company. What you cannot do is you cannot take an active role running the business, because that's called self-employed activity. That's prohibited for students. So you can't become an active director or active owner of running the business. So that's prohibited. But what is not prohibited is being an owner of a company or the business where you don't have active role of running it. It's just like investing in any company and buying shares of that company, if that was to make sense. So definitely there is no restriction on investment on any visa category. So even if you are a visitor in the UK, or if you are not living in the UK, you can absolutely own the company. You can have the shareholding, ownership of the company through shareholding. So let's do one point at a time. So if you are a student, the question one is, can you own the company? And my logical sense say, yes, you can own the company. You can have the shareholding within the company. And then you have to have someone who can then take active role of running that business, and it has to be an active trading company. If you find that scenario where you have someone running the company as a director or have an active role of running the day-to-day business, then you could work within that same company up to 20 hours per week, which should not be a permanent job role, and up to 20 hours depending on the right to work you have. Most students, in my view, have 20 hours per week right to work if they are doing postgraduate course with the university. So check your biometric residence permit and check your right to work conditions. So you can work within the company up to 20 hours. Now, ultimately, it might be your business. So you own the company then the company can get a sponsor license and sponsor you to run the business ultimately. That's how I see it. So yes, it's possible, but you see there is a caveat that company has to active trading company, then the company can get sponsor license and then company can sponsor you. So yes, as a student you can own the company, but you can't take active role as a director of running the company, if that was to make sense. So it is complex area of advice, immigration advice. So I would very much advise you, if this concerns you, then please seek professional legal advice. Seek professional advice. Just book a consultation. Call our team. They will arrange a consultation with one of the lawyer. Next question: is there any English language test required to apply for a self-sponsored skilled worker visa? And the answer is yes. I think I like the question. The person who has dropped this question is very clever, very intelligent person, because I have been questioned, what is self-sponsorship? I don't see on UKVI website. Yes, it's not on UKVI website. There is no visa called as self-sponsorship officially. What we dub that as a self-sponsorship visa, actually it's just getting a sponsor license for your own company and then getting a skilled worker visa for yourself so that you can run your own business. Because you are sponsoring yourself within your business, we call it self-sponsorship, but there is no visa category within the immigration rules you will find as a self-sponsorship. So self-sponsorship is nothing more than getting a sponsor license, which is there in the Home Office website and within the immigration rules and policy guidance. Get a sponsor license for your company, then get a skilled worker visa for yourself. That's it, right? That's official. Skilled worker visa is official immigration category. So yeah, to answer the question, yes, there is an English language requirement, and for you to get skilled worker visa, you need to attain minimum B1 level of English requirement. B1, if you are doing IELTS, which is IELTS, then you need minimum 4 band in each section of IELTS, which is reading, writing, speaking, listening. 4 band minimum in each section. Now, if you have done, let's say, bachelor's or master's degree in any English speaking country, including the UK, then you could be exempt of doing English language test. If you have done a bachelor's or master's, which is equivalent to UK bachelor's master's, and if that course was taught in English elsewhere, then you can get a comparison certificate. Previously it used to be called as UK NARIC comparison certificate, and if you get that as positive, that is equivalent to UK bachelor's or master's and the course was taught in English, then you could be exempt of doing English language test. On top of that, if you are coming from an English speaking country such as USA, Canada, and there are many more countries, there's a list of countries that is exempt of doing English language test. So if you are coming from English speaking country, you will be exempt from doing English language test for self-sponsorship or skilled worker visa. Hope that helps. Let's move on to the next question. Can we two brothers apply for skill visas for both of us under one company? Nice question. So it's about self-sponsorship. So let's say you're going for self-sponsorship, you are two brothers. Let's go back to the basics, right? Basics is very simple and it's very logical, and we have done this successfully. I can confidently confirm that we have done case successfully where we managed to get self-sponsorship for one of our clients recently. We are requesting a testimonial. Of course, clients at times are hesitant to do a video testimonial for privacy reasons, but we are inviting if this client can do it. But at least I can confirm we have done that successfully. If you could take my words, we are a regulated solicitors firm. There is a huge high level of integrity and honesty required to run this immigration law firm. So that's what I can say on this video. Yes, we have done it successfully. So how does it work? Self-sponsorship, right? You have active trading company in the UK which you own. Now, to run this business, you need to be here, let's say, because it's your own business, you want to be here to run your own business. So that's called genuine vacancy. If there is a genuine vacancy in the business and the person who is being sponsored to take that genuine vacancy has a right skill or qualification or experience, then there is a likely chance they will get skilled worker visa, which we call it as self-sponsorship, right? So let's go back to the question. Two brothers. Now, can you tell us confidently there are two vacancies for both of you to come and take a genuine job role where both of you have either skill or qualification or experience to take the respective genuine vacancy within your business? Can you confidently answer yes to this question? If yes, then yeah, we can do that. We can help you to get skilled worker visa for both the brothers to run the same business. So the answer is yes, but there has to be an active trading company with genuine job role for both of you, and you both should have relevant skill or qualification or experience. Hope that makes sense. Thank you for asking this. Next question. What should be the turnover for a company for this route, and what should be the minimum salary for this route? Okay, fine. What should be the turnover? I have covered this question in an FAQ video I have created on sales sponsorship. I have created few videos on YouTube on sales sponsorship. Please go and watch them. What is the minimum turnover required for the company? There isn't any specific number. The big but is it has to be an active trading company. Sometimes an active trading company can be a brand new company. And a brand new company doesn't have any turnover, right? So we have done those sort of cases where someone say, okay, I am an IT consultant with many years experience and I'm opening a brand new IT consultancy firm. Once I open this company, I need X number of staff for me to kickstart my operations. Which makes sense. So there might not be any turnover, zero turnover, but the company might need few staff to kick off the operations, and that's called genuine job role. And of course, as a business entrepreneur, you have to provide explanation. Why do you need these people, and why is it a genuine vacancy? And it should be plausible explanation. As long as you believe that explanation, if it's genuine and truthful, and if a layperson can understand, yeah, it does make sense, then there is likely chance home office may accept that explanation as well. So it should be active trading company. There is no minimum turnover requirement for person to get sales sponsorship visa. Hope that makes sense and answers your question. The next question is, what should be the minimum salary for this route? Yeah, it's really nice question. So the minimum salary requirement is, if you qualify under new entrant salary, it's 20,800. If it's not a new entrant salary, generally speaking, is 25,600. But the big but is also depends on the job role. So whatever the job role you are being sponsored for, we have to go and check the occupational code, and each occupational code has a minimum salary requirement. And between these two figure, 25,600 and minimum salary for the specific occupational code, whichever is higher is the salary you need to be paid to qualify for sponsorship under skilled worker visa or self sponsorship. But generally speaking, it's 25,600, but can go a little bit up as well depending on the job role. Now, if you are coming to run your own business, it can be a business development manager, you can come as a marketing manager, you can come and take the role of a director, you can come and take the role of a CEO. It depends what role is the right role for you to take to run the business effectively, right? And what is the genuineness of that job role within your business? Hope that makes sense. Let's move on to the next question. Can I set up more than one business under self-sponsorship visa? Very interesting question. Let me answer that. When you get self-sponsorship visa, this is how you do it. Step 1, you get the sponsor license for your own business. And then step 2 is you get the skilled worker visa for you to run your business. Make sense? You get the license for your business A, and then you get a skilled worker visa to run your own business. Now, if you start another business here, right, this is another business. Technically speaking, you can't work in this business because you are approved to work for business A, but now you have business B. So you cannot officially, of course, work here and run this business. However, you can own various companies, because it's, again, I've just mentioned in my previous answer to a question about tier for owning the company, you can own as many companies as you want, but you cannot take active role of running this business because you are approved to work for this company A. Now you might say, oh, but I want to run multiple businesses. What you can do is you get the sponsor license for another business, and then you can get 2 skilled worker visa for yourself to run 2 businesses. Possible, very much possible. Or you can add another business if you can constitute as a branch office of this business A, and then if you can add this business as a branch here. I'm just talking possibility, okay? Don't consider this as a legal advice, please. I'm just throwing some ideas here. So if we can add a business B as a branch office here, then you can work for both the branch, and we just need to update the sponsorship management system. It's a way of notifying the home office how you work between 2 branch. But again, there are a lot of ifs and buts. I'm sure you need a professional legal advice here before you take action. But yeah, it's an area which you can explore for sure. Can one switch from tier 2 visa, which is now a skilled worker visa, to self-sponsorship visa? Very good question. Very good question. Very similar to what we talked about tier 4. So when you have a tier 2 visa, let's say you are, now it's called as a skilled worker visa, then you cannot work for any other business except the business you have been approved to work under skilled worker route, right? So under skilled worker visa, you have restriction to work for your sponsored employer. But you can do supplementary work up to 20 hours per week without any permission if the business you will be doing supplementary work is a similar business for the similar job role, or you are taking some shortage occupation role. So there's some exceptions where you can work, but generally speaking, you can't work for any other business but the business you have been sponsored to work for. So let's say you are working with company A and they have given you a skilled worker visa and sponsorship. Now you're starting company B, which you own it. So ownership is not an issue. You can own the companies, but you cannot actively run the business, right? So you cannot be the director or secretary. Even if you say, oh, I'm not active director, but it's a bit gray area, so I would just stay away from it, but you can have shareholding. If you find another person to run that business, if you can hire someone, say, okay, run that business, make it an active trading company, and you have a beautiful business idea, you know how to do it, what to do about it, share this vision and hire a full-time staff or part-time staff, or hire a professional director, secretary or CEO to run this active trading company in the UK. And then if they then go on to get the sponsor license and sponsor you to switch your skilled worker visa, absolutely possible. If not, then it becomes a question of a professional consultation. I can't think of anything on my feet right now as a solution. If you are on a skilled worker visa yourself, you have a restriction. But how about it? If you are, let's say, IT consultant yourself, and if you are opening another IT company and you want to provide similar services through that IT company for the job role you are being sponsored for, then it looks like possible, because it falls under supplementary work where you don't need additional permission to do supplementary work. Then yeah, it's possible. So yeah, if you can fit into the supplementary work criteria, then the answer is yes, most likely. But yeah, seek professional legal advice. I hope that it adds some value listening to this conversation, again, which is based on my experience of last 13 years doing the similar application, thousands of, probably hundreds of skilled worker visa. I used to be tier 2 before. I hope that helps, and thank you so much for watching. If you like the content I create, please do like the video, subscribe to my channel. It helps us to spread this knowledge at no cost to you, no cost to me, and thousands of people, they get benefited with this free knowledge. Thanks to YouTube as well. Thanks to you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video. On top of that, you might have some follow-up question while you are watching this. If you have question, drop the question right now and I'll create another follow-up video for you. Thank you. All the very best.